Well, hello everyone. I've heard there's been some issues getting set up on a Mac, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the Mac setup myself on a Mac Mini M2. I don't have any of the programs installed that we need for this class, but I'm going to go ahead and go through it. This PowerPoint that I have on the left that has all the links for things you have to download, it's on La Lima, and basically you're going to go down to the part that has us starting with installing stuff such as VS Code. So go ahead and click on the link, open it up in a tab in a browser, take you to the download. And at different parts, when there's going to be a bunch of time, I might speed up the video. So go ahead, click on Mac OS. I'm going to download Mac OS, and it's going to save, and it's going to take a minute because it's going to take a minute. And I was just checking here to make sure I didn't have VS Code installed. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. I'm going to wait until it downloads. Actually, I went ahead and sped up the part where it was downloading so it looks like it's really fast in the video. All right, once it gets done with the download, I'm going to go ahead and launch the program and just go ahead and do a normal install. So you're downloading a package to your Mac. Mac's going to go through. It's going to make you double click on it. Go ahead and open. Go through the install and bam, it's there already. Now what I have in the PowerPoint slides is go ahead and add that ESLint extension just to show you what it is. Click on extensions, type in ESLint, hit install, and we're basically ready to go. There are going to be other things that we do to set up VS Code, but I just wanted to show you how to add one extension. We're going to add some more later. We're going to set up the configurations, including setting up VS Code to reach out directly and talk to GitHub. Okay, so that part's done. What's the next thing on our list? Oh, yeah, and then, when you want a terminal, Mac's a little different than a PC. The menu bar is separated from the app, so you have to go up to the top, hit terminal, new terminal, and move on from there. Okay, so that's VS Code. Next thing is Node.js, and I hear some folks had problems with that. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the link. And I think part of the problem is when you're on a Mac OS, figuring out which one to download. I'm on a Mac M chip, which most people are on, so you're going to have to use the 64-bit ARM chip. ARM is the chip infrastructure that Mac is using. So you're going to have to use that package. Go ahead and download it. Intel users, you're going to use the a different package if you have any issues. I don't even know if there's any Mac users out there still with an Intel chip, but if there are, you should basically use the other 64-bit installer that's not ARM. Let's go ahead and follow through, click through on the Node installation, type in your password, authentication proving that it's okay to install, and go ahead and install. And it's done. So let's go ahead and verify in VS Code that we have Node.js installed. Very easy to do. Go ahead and launch VS Code and go to a terminal window. Again, if you don't have a terminal open, go ahead and open it and type node space tech version. Make sure you have a version of Node installed. Look, we do. We're good to go. Time to move on to the next thing. So the next one is actually easier. We should have probably gone down to the Git one next, but that's okay. It was on the list. Go ahead and install CyberDuck. CyberDuck standalone application. Simply go to the website, download the version for the Mac, and do a very simple normal install. Click on the one that says the Mac icon. Save it. Open it. Install. And I'm going to show you in the walkthrough of the video how to configure CyberDuck to connect to the server for ITM 352. There you go. It's basically done. Ready to roll. Okay, on to the next step, which I was a little surprised to see that it was as complicated as it was. I like to be able to run git cloning from the command line, and that was where I kind of found out we needed to install some more Xcode related material. But go ahead and click on the link, and I apologize, the link in the slides is for Windows. Just go up to the downloads, go to the URL rather, click on the part where it says Windows, get rid of that, just delete that part out so it just says downloads, and then you'll be able to click on the Mac OS. Now when you click on the Mac OS, you're going to choose the binary installer, and we're going to go ahead and do the binary installer, but when we go to the command line in VS Code, we're going to go back up to the part where it says Xcode. So just follow along with what I'm doing, do the binary installer, then go to the VS Code and follow through. So go ahead and download the installer package. Won't take long. Go ahead and open the package up and go through, double click on it. Yep, I'm going to trust it. Now, it won't let me because it's unsigned. You got to click it a couple of times. It's annoying. And then you have to go basically right click on it and open, and it'll give you the opportunity to get past the you don't want to do it, and then click through the install. So what I mean by that is like if you just click on it, open, it's not going to work. You have to go right click on it and open it to give you the choice to get past that signature that for the software that Apple doesn't know. So now just going to go through a normal install. It says it's done. Everything is hunky-dory kind of, but it really isn't. So we're going to go to VS Code, launch VS Code, and go to the command line. So go ahead and type just git tac version to verify it's installed, and what you're going to say is you'll notice the prompt should come up saying, hey, you need the developer tools for this to work. So go ahead and click, go ahead to accept the EULA and start downloading the package. Now, depending on a whole bunch of things, including how much traffic that server is receiving, your internet connection, this could take a forever long time. It's not going to take 41 hours like it says here on the screen, but it's going to take a while. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up. This probably ended up taking me about 10 minutes for the developer tool to come down. I'm not going to make you wait through that. So I cut some of it out. Now, while that's still downloading in the background, I'm going to go ahead and just open up a web browser, and I'm going to go to search for GitHub Desktop Download, go to the web page, look for download on Mac OS. Much quicker download than for the developer package for VS Code. That's perfectly fine. We're just dual tasking here. This installation download is almost done. Once it is downloaded, just go ahead and open up the package like you've done all the others. So click on it there. Go ahead and hit OK. Go ahead to start the installation. You'll see it come up here in a second. Don't worry. There you go. Welcome to GitHub Desktop. Basically hit the button to connect your GitHub account to GitHub Desktop. I'm using a password manager. 1Password makes my life very easy. You can go ahead and click your account or type in your account credentials. Go ahead and give access. Hit OK. At this point, it is signing in, and then what I'm going to do is you can have a couple of options on GitHub Desktop using a random GitHub account. I'm just going to choose my normal hawaii.edu finish, and then GitHub is asking, hey, do I want to move this to the applications folder? Because right now it's just basically going to my C drive where the GitHub repository is going. I do not want to restart the computer now because I'm doing a recording, so I just hit ignore, and I actually like to access it through the regular old C drive as it is. Finally, let's see how our developer code tools are doing, because again, I did fast forward it. Looks like it's good to go. Everything's installed. So I can go ahead, hit done, go back to my terminal, and go ahead and type git tech version, and if it works, you know it has been installed, and yay, it does. So hopefully you have the same experience I did, where you can do the binary installer and then go to the command line and download and install. If not, DuckDuckGo, try to figure out what the issue is on your computer.